Who should use shared hosting? Deepak Bhageria says, "Greetings, shared hosting is basically a server where multiple websites are being hosted. Consider a garden where a single type of flower can be grown or varieties of flowers can be grown. When the gardener decides to plant varieties of flowers, multiple websites, it's called shared hosting. Who should use shared hosting? Small and medium-sized businesses, bloggers, or anyone who expects less traffic on their website. Points to remember while choosing: high speed, low cost, technical support, free SSL certificate, 99.9% uptime server guarantee, unlimited space. One of the best hosting service providers I have come across is Hapih Host. With various options to choose from among the shared hosting itself, it meets the requirement of different interests of the parties and is also budget-friendly. Hope it will help you make an informed decision." Darius Grigorjevas says, "Shared hosting is the most elementary and popular form of web hosting. It is used among those who wish to create a small or medium-scale business. To decide if a shared hosting plan is what you need, let's look into its structure and specifications." Shared hosting structure: for those who don't know, web hosting is a service that provides space for websites to be present on the internet. When using a shared hosting plan, you share a server with other users. Sharing the same server means sharing resources such as disk space, memory, and CPU, central processing unit. It is built for those who wish to create a website without any programming skills required. It is the easiest and cheapest form of hosting. The downside is that your website might have limited bandwidth and will slow down if there's a lot of traffic on the websites that are sharing the same server as you are. Compared to VPS and cloud hosting plans, shared hosting may seem basic in its features, but it is enough if you use it for what it's built for: small or medium-sized websites. Shared hosting specifications: there is a set of features that are important when choosing a quality shared hosting plan. The limits of the plan and other hosting specifications depend on the hosting provider you pick. Processing power and memory, RAM. The amount of processing power and memory determines data transfer speed in the short-term memory storage space. The bigger the plan, the better. Disk space. Shared hosting plans may grant up to 100 gigabytes of disk space. While a personal blog would function just fine with 20 gigabytes, a medium-sized business page owner might want to have a plan with 100 gigabytes disk space. That is why a hosting company has at least 3 different shared hosting options. Bandwidth refers to the amount of data that can pass along an internet connection. It is best to get a plan that does not limit your bandwidth, no matter your business model. Just remember, shared hosting plans are under the same server and share the bandwidth. Uptime. Uptime percentage importance is equally important to all the hosting plans. Look for a hosting provider that offers you 99.9% uptime and has a 24/7 server monitoring team. Support. This service must be available for you to consult and solve any given issue there might be. It is best if you can get a quick answer from the company's support team at any time of the day. If they use chat support, even better. This way, you can exchange useful data with the agent a lot faster. Pricing. Shared hosting plans start at as low as 99 cents per month. The pricing of shared hosting plans is a huge perk for those who are just starting out. Ease of use. Shared hosting requires little to no technical maintenance. Hostinger will set up your shared server, install and upgrade the necessary software like the cPanel or hPanel, and take care of the back end. All you have to do is to enjoy a one-click WordPress installation and a smooth onboarding process. I hope my answer was helpful. If you wish to learn more about web hosting, feel free to read my other Quora answers, such as what is web hosting. Benjamin Braganza says, shared hosting is a type of hosting wherein a customer shares resources provided by the hosting provider with several other users from the same server. A fixed amount of resources like server space, RAM, storage space, bandwidth are divided among many users. This is how shared hosting works. Imagine that you are living on rent in an apartment with your roommates. Now, all the resources will be utilized by the living members of the apartment. Similarly, a business or an entity shares the hosting resources split between the users. Who can use shared hosting? Anybody and everybody, because the whole purpose of shared hosting is to cater to an audience that has limited resources when it comes to hosting. For, e.g., bandwidth, storage space, RAM, etc. Shared hosting is a service that caters to an audience that wants to get online as soon as possible. So, you could be an entrepreneur who wants to have a website for himself, herself, or a blogger, affiliate, reseller. Anyone who does not need dedicated resources should or eventually opts for shared hosting packages. There are quite a few hosting providers that give cheap shared services. Some of them being MilesWeb, HostGator India and SiteGround. All these players provide shared plans that begin with 50 cents to $1.50 per month. Personally, for shared, I would go with a plan that HostGator India provides me for the simple reason that their servers are much better with respect to uptime, security, and also support service. Here is why I chose them over others. 1. Useful and reliable support. One of the main reasons is that HostGator India has an excellent support team that literally guides you through every step and phase that you have any doubts or inquiries, whether it's a migration or just about setting up hosting. For the first time, this is an indication that your website is in good hands remotely. 2. Runtime and security. Two very important aspects of any hosting. How much uptime and bandwidth can be carried at the same time, and how good is the security when users come to the site. Both elements are very well maintained, with the servers being updated for anti-DDoS and protected with SSL and other certificates. 3. Data recovery and storage. I wanted to scale client resources for the shared plan and found that the plan was limited, but we realized this could be adapted to the new plan. So scaling is not the problem, but it recovers data lost for a month due to vibrations due to inadequate care from previous providers. We make sure that restoration is done first, then migrates and scales the resources too. Hope this helps. Smiley face. Thanks for watching our video on who should use shared hosting.